Have you ever wondered how gaming consoles have evolved over the years? It's a fascinating journey, a tale of innovation, competition, and technological advancements. But every tale has a beginning, and in our story it starts in the early 70s with the birth of the Magnavox Odyssey. The Odyssey, launched in 1972, was not just a gaming console, it was the first of its kind, a window to a new form of entertainment that would change the world. With its white, boxy design and two controllers, it was a far cry from the sleek, high-tech consoles we see today. However, it laid the groundwork for what was to come. It brought games out of the arcades and into the living room, making them a household staple. 3 years later, in 1975, came the Atari Pong. It was simpler than the Odyssey, offering only one game, Pong. But what it lacked in variety, it made up for in popularity. Pong was a sensation, taking the world by storm and cementing the place of gaming consoles in popular culture. Then in 1976, a new player stepped onto the scene, the Fairchild Channel F. It may not have had the same mass appeal as Pong, but it introduced a game-changing innovation: cartridges. These allowed players to swap out games, bringing a variety and flexibility that was unheard of at the time. From the humble beginnings of the Odyssey to the game-changing introduction of cartridges with the Fairchild Channel F, these early consoles paved the way for the gaming revolution. They were the pioneers, the trailblazers that dared to dream of a world where video games could be played in the comfort of one's home. And as we know now, that dream was just the beginning. And thus, the gaming world began its journey, one console at a time. As the 70s neared its end, one name dominated the gaming console market: Atari. A titan in the industry, Atari's flagship console, the Atari 2600, launched in 1977, swept the globe with its innovative cartridge-based system and a library of games that ignited the imaginations of millions. For a time, Atari was king, achieving massive success and shaping the way we played video games. However, every reign has its end, and for Atari, the end came swiftly and brutally. The year was 1983, a year synonymous with the infamous gaming crash. Overproduction of low-quality games and a saturated market led to a monumental crash in the North American video game market. This crash nearly obliterated the entire industry. It was a time of uncertainty, a time when the future of gaming hung in the balance. But like a phoenix rising from the ashes, a new player entered the scene, ready to restore faith in the gaming console market. That player was Nintendo. In 1985, Nintendo introduced the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, to the world. The NES was unlike anything gamers had seen before. It boasted a unique feature, the D-pad, a simple yet revolutionary design that offered precise control, making games more immersive and interactive. But that wasn't all. The NES was also home to a host of iconic games, games that would define a generation and beyond. Games like Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid not only became instant classics, but also helped shape the narrative and mechanics of future video games. Nintendo's innovative approach breathed new life into the gaming industry. They didn't just survive the gaming crash of 1983, they thrived, proving that with innovation and quality, video gaming was not just a passing fad, but a burgeoning industry with endless potential. And thus the stage was set for a console war, a battle for dominance that would span decades and shape the future of gaming forever. The late 80s and early 90s saw the gaming world split into two major factions. On one side, we had the Sega Genesis, and on the other, the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or SNES for short. These two consoles launched a battle for supremacy that would come to be known as the Console War, a war that shaped the gaming landscape of the future. In the red corner, we had the Sega Genesis, making its debut in 1988. Sega took the gaming world by storm with its radical approach. Games were edgier, faster, and bolder. The Genesis was the first console to introduce 16-bit graphics, a significant technological leap from its 8-bit predecessors. This new technology allowed for more intricate games, with detailed sprites, complex backgrounds, and vibrant colors. Sega's blast processing was their trump card, allowing for faster gameplay that appealed to an older, more mature audience. Meanwhile, in the green corner, we had the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Launched in 1990, the SNES was Nintendo's response to the Genesis. Nintendo banked on its beloved franchises, such as Mario and Zelda, to carry it through the war. The SNES also boasted 16-bit graphics, but with a focus on gameplay and storytelling. The SNES's Mode 7 graphics enabled pseudo 3D effects, something that gave it an edge over the Genesis. Nintendo's strategy was to create a gaming experience that was fun for all ages, and they did just that. The console war was not just about hardware, it was a battle of ideologies. Sega's Genesis Does What Nintendo campaign was a direct challenge to Nintendo's family-friendly approach. On the other hand, Nintendo believed in the power of its enduring characters and family-oriented games to see them through. The console war was in full swing, but a new player was about to enter the game. A player that would change the face of gaming as we knew it. But that, dear listeners, is a story for another time. In the mid-90s, a seismic shift occurred in the gaming world with the introduction of 3D gaming. This wasn't a mere tremor in the industry, it was a ground-shaking revolution that forever altered the landscape of video games. The year was 1994. The gaming world was buzzing with anticipation as Sony stepped into the arena with the PlayStation. This wasn't just another console, it was a game changer. Literally, it introduced gamers to a whole new dimension, the third dimension, with its groundbreaking 3D graphics. Suddenly, games were no longer flat 2D experiences. They were immersive, vibrant, and dynamic. But the PlayStation wasn't just about graphics. It also introduced the use of CD-ROMs instead of cartridges. This meant games could be bigger, more complex, and more detailed than ever before. It opened up a world of possibilities for game developers to explore and innovate, and explore they did. The PlayStation saw the birth of iconic franchises like Final Fantasy, Metal Gear Solid, and Resident Evil. These games didn't just look amazing. They told compelling stories, introduced memorable characters, and crafted immersive worlds. They showed what was possible in this new era of gaming. But Sony wasn't alone in this 3D revolution. In 1996, Nintendo released the Nintendo 64. While it stuck with cartridges, it also embraced 3D graphics, bringing games like Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time to life in a whole new way. These were more than just games. They were experiences. They invited players to explore vast worlds, solve intricate puzzles, and embark on epic adventures. They were a testament to the power of 3D gaming and the potential it held. The era of 3D gaming had begun, and it was about to get even better. This was a time of innovation and imagination, a time when the rules of gaming were being rewritten. And as we'll see in the next chapter, it was just the beginning. As we entered the new millennium, the world of gaming consoles underwent revolutionary changes. The year 2000 saw the launch of PlayStation 2, a console that not only played games but also served as a DVD player, merging entertainment mediums like never before. A year later, the gaming landscape was altered once again with the introduction of Xbox, Microsoft's first venture into the console market. With its built-in hard drive and online gaming service, Xbox Live, it took gaming from a solitary pastime to a worldwide community experience. Then in 2006, another seismic shift occurred with the unveiling of the Nintendo Wii. This console introduced motion sensing technology, turning our living rooms into virtual tennis courts, boxing rings, and dance floors. It was a leap that expanded the demographic of gamers, inviting people of all ages to join in the fun. Now, let's fast forward to the present day. We're in the midst of the 9th generation of consoles, with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X leading the charge. These machines are technological marvels, boasting features like 8K resolution, ray tracing, and lightning-fast load times. They're blurring the lines between games and reality, offering immersive experiences that were once only dreamed of. But it's not just about the hardware. The modern era has also seen the rise of digital distribution, cloud gaming, and cross-platform play, giving us more ways to game than ever before. We can download titles directly to our consoles, play games on multiple devices thanks to the cloud, or even challenge friends on different platforms. From simple Pong to complex virtual reality games, the evolution of gaming consoles has truly been a remarkable journey. As we look to the future, Who knows what incredible innovations await us in the world of gaming? What we do know is that whatever comes next, it's sure to be a wild ride.